the 1-2 day span where my parents are staying over in our small apartment, she's having like the loudest sex. And I was just like, look at my mom, and I'm like humiliated.
So I do have to tell you guys, it happened to me where I showed the wrong unit.
Oh?
Recently, I had a buyer and we were showing places, and you know how on the front of buildings, if it's a larger building, it'll say like 4209 through 4211.
Yes.
So I always look at which side the number is on so I know which side to go into. In retrospect, that only works on certain buildings if it's facing the right way. So anyways, I go up and I'm like, okay, the 11 was on this side, so it's this unit. And I have the key and it just opens. So I'm like,
Key worked?
yeah, so I'm just like,
It happens.
here we go, let's see this unit. And then it's like full of stuff. It's not clean. There's cats. And I'm like, hey, kitty. And then I'm like, okay, so, I guess if we imagine the space without all the things in it, like, and I'm trying to think, I'm like, the pictures didn't have stuff in it, but maybe it was virtually staged or something. And then someone comes out of the hallway and is like, hi. And I was like, hi. And he was like, I think you're in the wrong unit.
How did you know? He's so understanding.
He was so chill. And I was like, oh. And he was like, so you're here to see the unit across the hall.
Ooh.
And I was like, okay, but the key? And he was like, no, my door was just unlocked.
Oh.
What's wrong with this person?
I mean, it's nice of him that he was nice.
He was honestly so nice.
Was he just going to do laundry in the laundry room? Was he out for a walk?
No, he said he was waiting for his wife to come home. And when we came in, he thought it
At
was
the front
his
gate,
wife.
like a little dog.
Oh.
I mean, we were only in his house for like 30 seconds before he came, but he was honestly
So what'd you take?
So chill.
Exactly. Did you walk out of there or something?
No, there was no opportunity.
Okay. So the important question is, though, did your client buy the unit across the hall?
No. And that was so embarrassing. She was just kind of like, it's fine. It's okay. Like, she thought it was funny. But in the moment, I was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah. See, I don't envy your job at all. I like to stay at home and do mine. It's great.
What do you do?
Oh, by the way, we've never met.
Hi.
Hello. Hi, Jen.
I'm Jen.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to
Welcome
meet
to the
you.
Realty Chicago
Wow,
podcast.
thank you.
I will tell you what I do. I have follow-up questions for you, by the way.
Great.
I'm a loan officer. So I do mortgages.
So what do you have to like officer ever?
I am always the officer. I have to enforce many rules, laws, and guidelines.
Okay.
I get yelled at a lot for them.
By who?
Everybody.
People you give loans to, they yell at
Yes,
you?
of course.
Oh, of
Because
course.
they know more than me, and they like to argue with me. Sometimes, not all the time,
Yeah.
but a lot of times.
If anything goes wrong,
It's always our
people
fault.
want someone to blame. And oftentimes, it's the lender.
You're an easy person to blame.
Because in this purchase transaction, she'll argue with me here, but we are the most important because we are the money.
Yeah. Well, if you don't have the money, you don't get the house.
And there are thank you.
Your name's pretty blamable.
Is it? This is the first time I've heard that. Terrence is a blamable name.
Terrence. Okay, I love the name Terrence, but also it's like a 1950s impish child's name. We just met.
We just met today. There's
On
our
that note,
6 degrees of separation
Let's
right there.
introduce the podcast. Welcome to another episode of the Realty Chicago podcast. I'm Jamie,
And I'm Terrence.
and we are here to share with you the most interesting, wild, crazy, and entertaining stories we can find in Chicago real estate. And today we have with us Jen Connor,
Hello.
who I've known for many years. She is not in the real estate business.
Not at all.
This is awesome. This is going to be fun.
Yeah, this will be a first for...
I would say I couldn't be further from the real estate business.
Yes, please give us a little scoop-de-doop on you.
Oh, sure. I'm a lifelong renter.
I'm disappointed already.
It's a deep sigh. I'm an actor in Chicago. Yeah, I do a lot of comedy and stage and some minor screen. But I do have a lot of takes. So
Which we can't wait to hear.
Can you elaborate? What are you in? Have you been in? Have I seen any of these?
Oh, I mean, like I'm pretty small potatoes. No, I'm not. I'm an emerging artist.
You are a large potato.
I do a lot of like comedy work at the Annoyance Theater mostly. We do have sketch teams and improv, music improv.
Where is this place?
It's on Belmont and Clark in Lakeview.
Don't look at me like that. I've never been there.
Okay, I'll take you there.
Thank you.
It's fun. It's always a good time.
Always a good time.
Belmont and Clark.
They have like some of the cheapest drinks in the city too.
And some of the cheapest drinks in the city.
Yeah.
Belmont and Clark.
And some of the best comedy.
Do they have some of the best comedy?
They have really good improv.
Okay.
But the drinks.
But they are the cheapest. I'm trying to picture it.
It's like on the second floor. There used to be like a army supply.
I know exactly where it
Oh,
is.
yeah.
Okay, yes.
So you've been there
I have been in there
for your
actually.
enforcing
For
clothes.
my officer clothes.
Officer
yes,
clothes.
For my loan officer clothes. I'm gonna get a loan officer outfit.
Oh
Oh yeah.
my God.
Oh yeah.
You need a badge.
What Terrence? What do you do for? I'm a loan officer. Here's my badge.
Here's my badge.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So, Jen, kind of the flow of today, I'm going to give you an interesting Chicago fact, and then we want to hear your 2 truths and a lie.
Okay.
And then we'll kind of just see where the conversation takes us. Terrence is known for his tangents.
Okay.
So I might just need to, like, back to...
Look, this is a podcast.
It is.
We need to cast all of the things into
But
the pod.
people listen to it for a specific reason.
My tangents.
I don't know about that. Maybe some of them.
Please comment below. Why are you here?
Are you lost? Do you need a loan or an apartment?
Ooh,
Sorry.
I like it.
Are you looking for actual tea, like drinkable tea?
we have that.
Oh,
You know what we need?
Do we?
You know what we need?
What?
A line of tea.
that's a good promo.
Okay, so when I was a child, I always wanted to drink Earl Grey tea. Never got around to it.
Star Trek Next Generation, is that why?
Fact. Right
No
there.
way.
Yes, because Captain Picard drank Earl Grey tea. In fact, he ordered it like this. Tea, Earl Grey hot.
Terrence,
And-
I'm the biggest Star Trek Next Generation fan.
You're a Trekkie.
Yes.
Jamie Book, get out. This is my new best friend.
Okay, bye.
Like, that's it. Oh, also, another fun fact. Never had tea with milk.
Chai?
I just
Why not?
prefer it black
Well, how do you know you prefer it if you've never had it?
because I knock it before I try it. All right, leave me alone.
Okay, swerving back.
Sorry.
I wanted to talk about the oldest building in Chicago.
The oldest building in
Yeah,
Chicago.
Yeah. What year do you think it was built in?
Oh, I thought we were going to guess the building. Harold Washington Library, built in 18, no. Ooh, I know. The water tower one that didn't burn in the fire.
So I'm
1860.
going with 1865. The Museum of Science and Industry.
Both incorrect.
Damn.
So it's the Noble Seymour Crippen House.
Oh, the old Crippen House.
Yeah, you know, the
old
old
Crippen
Crippen
House.
House.
Seymour Old Crippen House.
Good old Seymour. Yeah. That's my third guess.
It's not only older than the city of Chicago itself, but it also stands as its oldest existing house. So tracing back to 1833.
33. I was so close.
Who's Crippen House? Or is it the Crippen House?
Steve Crippen.
Seymour Crippen.
Noble Seymour Crippen.
Seymour Steve Crippen.
Actually,
Seymour
these are all
Crippen.
hyphenated. Thomas Seymour and the Crippen family.
Crippen is like a cool last name.
It is kind of cool.
Wasn't that the name of the scientist in I Am Legend?
I never saw that. Not a Will Smith fan.
We're just going to nip that in the bud right there.
No. I do not cut that out of the podcast.
Is there anything special about the house you
It's
wanted
just
to share?
really old.
No, that's it.
Oh, it's old?
Old.
It's just an old place
Just the oldest house.
You'd love Europe.
I probably would.
because they have old houses.
I do
Old
love-
houses.
I love
That's-
the architecture. Like the wood beams, the brick, like that's my jam. My favorite kind of architecture.
Brick and wood.
Brick and wood.
You truly are a
Beams.
connoisseur of buildings.
All right, Jen, let's hear your 2 truths and a lie.
All right. I tried to keep it housing related. So these are about apartments I have lived in.
Okay.
Okay.
In no particular order.
In no particular order. 2 truths and a lie. All right. I once had a maintenance man in a building I worked in confess his love to me. 1. 2. I once stole, I guess you could say, my roommate's boyfriend. And 3, I once caught my roommate, a roommate of mine, taking pictures of me while I slept.
I mean,
So
okay.
talk through your thinking.
So, okay, in the brief time that I've known you, whew, two of those are true.
2 of those are definitely true. Yeah.
Okay, so
But all
here's
3 of them have certainly happened.
What?
I mean, like in life in
In
general.
life, I'm sure, yes, but
Yeah.
So my process of elimination when I go through these is the lie is always going to be the one I just least care about.
Okay. Interesting.
The 2 truths are going to be the ones that I feel are the most juicy. So in this situation, the lie is going to be the maintenance man.
Okay,
Because I really want the other 2 to be true. Because I want to hear about those 2.
Maintenance man, you couldn't care less. Wow.
No.
Elitist much?
I mean, maintenance man, you know what? I love you. Great. Sir, have a great day. My toilet is still clogged. But, like I wake up and, oh, hello, you are taking pictures of me? That's more of a story. And also, hey guys, I'm home. When you leave, I'm stealing him. That's also more of a story for me.
Interesting. Jamie, what are your thoughts?
Well, I have had a maintenance man hit on me.
She's like, so I'm over that. I don't care anymore.
I'm going by based on like also
you
the
know
way
me.
you say the each one. Because sometimes a lie will be more embellished to make it seem more like a lie.
And you do improv, so you embellish a lot, I'm sure.
You can say lie.
This is different.
She's like, I am a
I
liar.
lie a lot.
No. Well, I don't want the roommate taking pictures of you to be true because that's creepy as fuck. But
Right, and it
unfortunately,
would
I
make
think
for a
that's
great story.
probably true. I think the lie is you stole someone's boyfriend.
Stole.
Stole.
Oh,
Stole.
interesting. Why?
I don't know.
You don't think I'm capable of that kind of thing?
I don't
I do.
know because
I think you're
because
capable
I
of it.
have to choose one.
All right. The lie actually happened to a friend of mine.
I knew they were all true in some way.
They're all true in some way. The lie is the maintenance man. Terrence is right.
Yes.
This is my friend. She's in her 20s, like 27, and the maintenance man was like in his 50s, and he like confessed his love to her. Also, a clue should have been, I've never lived in a building that had a maintenance man. Who do you think I am? I'm an actor. I don't live places where people fix things.
Okay.
They just let them deteriorate till I have to eventually move.
Slumlords, got
So
it.
that,
Okay.
yeah, so that should have been a clue.
Not gonna lie, I'm really
That
happy
should have
right
been
now.
a clue.
Yay!
I'm very please. I want you to start with whichever story.
Which one do you want to hear?
Okay, boyfriend, go.
All right. Well, so this was in college. I lived in Borum Hill, which is a
Where'd you go to college?
neighborhood at NYU.
Okay.
And it's a neighborhood in Brooklyn, kind of closest to downtown, off the Hoyt-Skirmerhorn stop, if any
Yep. mhm.
Brooklyn people are listening out there.
Are you from New York?
No, I lived there for like 11 years, but I grew up in the South. But I moved there for college. And
What state?
Texas and Florida.
Am I supposed to choose one?
No, but I lived in both
Oh,
places. I
okay.
lived both places.
Okay.
Texas and Florida.
Thank you. Which one came first?
Florida, Texas, Florida. Went like that.
Okay. Florida, Texas, Florida, New York, Chicago. Got it.
Bingo, bingo.
Okay.
And there was this very elderly woman. I think when I moved in, she was 86. And she had a brownstone. And she lived alone, but she rented rooms out to college students.
Smart lady.
Yeah.
She's still with us?
Weirdly, yes. She's like, not
That
weirdly,
would
but
make
she's
her
over
like
100.
Yeah.
She's like,
Wow,
over 100
she
years
bought that
old.
building for $15. It's worth
she did.
$18 million right now.
I know.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but like, what's she gonna do with the money?
Does she have family?
It's complicated.
Okay, sorry, tangent.
I'm actually quite dear friends with her granddaughter. Anyway, but there was a lot of like exchange students and stuff. Anyway, there was this girl. I could use real names. Victoria. She's from Germany, and she had this like French boyfriend who she talked about. And we all went to NYU together. But they had like a really bad relationship. Anyway, eventually...
Don't try to justify this.
Eventually, I became very good friends with the boyfriend. She moved back to Germany. I was like, I think you should break up with her.
Savage.
Wow.
Because I was like, I like you, love you, you know. And that's what happened. And he broke up with her. And then we dated for 2.5 years.
Ooh.
And I never spoke to her again.
I can see why.
You never spoke to her. She never spoke to you.
I mean, it's probably mutual.
Mutual not speaking.
But, you know, that was 21-year-old me. So a little, I wouldn't do that now. Oh, no. No, I started.
Well, I'm sorry, you done it? She's like, no, I did
Oh,
it.
no.
I did it last week. It's
I just
fine.
remembered something.
Well, so in May, my boyfriend and I have been together for 11 years. But
Is he the German?
no,
Okay.
he was French. The other boyfriend was French.
The roommate was German.
This boyfriend's from Missouri, my current partner,
Okay.
long-term, forever partner.
Roommate was from Germany. Other boyfriend was French.
French, yeah.
This one is a Missourian.
Missourian.
Okay.
Other end of the spectrum.
Yep.
Because the other one is actually from Monaco.
Oh.
You could tell why like this wouldn't work out in the end. He would never buy me dinner or anything, and he was like rich. He worked for the UN.
How dare he?
Yeah, I mean,
He's rich.
not even, I mean,
If you're rich, you're buying me dinner.
at least once.
You got to
Or
wine.
split it
you
every
gotta
other
wine and
time.
dine
He
me
would
at
go
least
on
one time.
vacation like without me because I like couldn't afford it.
Oh, that's kind of rough.
Yeah, it is rough. And when you're like 23, 24, you're like, okay, whatever.
Right,
don't-
you don't
I
want to
don't like
have
him.
like the expectation that someone's going to
Yeah.
pay for you to go on vacation, but like to a certain extent, you're like,
Yeah.
be nice if I could go too.
Or you would like wait till I could afford it also.
Right.
Anyway, there's so many good reasons why
Or
this
plan a
relationship didn't
trip
work
that
out.
you could afford.
Yeah, so many good reasons why that didn't work out. But my current boyfriend, he was dating someone else, and then he broke up with her to be with me.
Jeez,
He
you
actually
are
lived
just
with someone else. I'm not actually.
homewrecker.
I'm not a homewrecker. Only twice.
Only twice.
only my 2 most recent relationships. Yep. Okay.
Those are actually my only 2 relationships. So I
Wow.
don't know any other way, Terrence.
So our sample size here is 100% of the relationships that you've ever been in. You've stolen from someone else.
Stolen or grass was greener.
Oh, I mean, you got to
Jen's
put
a
yourself on a
catch.
pedestal. I like it.
If
you
you're
are a
watching,
catch.
if you're watching on YouTube, let me tell you.
That's true. Jen is a catch.
But I'm making myself sound like a jerk. I'm quite nice.
It's true. I like Jen a lot.
But jokes on everyone that the current 11 years.
11 years.
Come on, that's a good run.
Yeah, that's a very good run. I hope it lasts. Hope
Hi,
it works
Ross.
out.
I love you.
Ross, we love you. Does Ross know these stories?
Yes.
Okay.
He knows what happened to him.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Wow.
he is one of them.
I didn't know if he knew that it happened in the past and that this was an established pattern.
This
Could you
twice is not a pattern, right? Is it?
I think it is.
Well, you're no scientist. That would be.
I know all about the sample sizes and test subjects or test groups.
Okay. Well, you want to hear about the second one?
Yes.
Yes, I'm done judging you for now.
Thank
Officer
you.
Terrence.
I am an
Officer Terrence.
This is what I do. I interrogate.
Okay. So I had this roommate who, I do a lot of standardized patient work, where I'm a fake patient for doctors and nurses in training and like therapists and stuff is like part of my day job as an
Interesting.
actor. And I was doing all these fake therapy sessions earlier this week, and they're really like quite emotionally heavy. And then we have these like feedback sessions too, where we all talk together and I give them feedback of how I felt and stuff like that. And these two therapists were talking about, they were describing borderline personality disorder, which I now am 100% sure one of my old roommates was definitely like this type of person. Like, have you ever met those people who, and this is not, I'm not diagnosing anything or like judging people with borderline personality disorder.
We are not medical professionals on the Real Tea Chicago podcast.
But have you ever met someone who seems to like cycle through relationships and like ruin every single one of their like friendships and relationships and like hops from city to city and
Stealing boyfriends, yeah. I know those people very well.
They moved from New York to Chicago. No. Anyway, we were very, very close, and she just kind of like turned on me and became like very antagonistic and intense, would like scream at my cat, would like bully me like in our own home. So eventually I was kind of only there to sleep because she was like so overbearing, and she would like thieve my things. Like when I moved out, she like took like half of my silverware and like hid it in her room, and I was like, I'm just trying to move away. But anyway, I woke up one morning and she was taking a picture of my room where I was like sleeping, and she was laughing, and I'm like, I'm not trying to like set her off at me, but I'm like, what's going on?
Please let me leave.
Yeah. But she was like, oh, a friend of mine wants to film in the apartment, and so I'm sending pictures of all the rooms. And I'm like, okay.
Ma'am, I am in here.
She was nuts.
Okay.
But she had all these roommates before me, and I was like, poor cat. She has the worst luck with roommates. They're all so nuts, and it turned out she was the one.
She was the common denominator.
And she would like, remember one time she said someone, like her roommate didn't flush the toilet right, and so she took her like shampoo and started like dumping it down the drain.
Okay.
And like just kind of bully people. I don't know.
So how did you find this roommate? Did you use...
We worked together.
Okay. You see?
I saved her job twice. I should have just let her get fired.
And then she stole your silverware.
And took pictures of you sleeping.
Yeah.
While you were sleeping.
One time my parents came to visit.
Great movie.
And she like never had like relationship boyfriends over or something. The 1-2 day span where my parents are staying over in our small apartment, she's having like the loudest sex.
She wanted them to know she was normal.
And I was just like, look at my mom, and I'm like humiliated. I mean, I was like, I don't know what to say.
Right.
You guys know she's nuts. I don't know what to say.
Okay. Do we know what she's doing with her life now?
No. I have nightmares about her, though.
I would too.
Yeah.
Like taking pictures.
I think she got married. That's what a different friend of mine said.
Oh.
I like definitely like block,
Yeah.
Let's say,
block
are
on
we
all.
social friends at all?
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, hopefully it sounds like maybe she got some help that she needed, or
That
I
man
don't
is
know.
trapped.
Or
That man is trapped, and like we need to find him, help him. Please.
Okay. Add that to your to-do list.
I'm standing up for the health and safety of this man.
She might have taken the steps
She is definitely
to
taking possession
help
of
her
him.
own.
She could have.
Okay.
She could have. I don't think so.
You see-
She moved around even more than me, though. And I was like, why doesn't she have any friends in these other cities she's lived? You know, it all became clear.
Yeah.
You know when you have a friend and none of your friends want to be friends with that friend?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, oh, you're hanging out with that person? Oh, I'm
not
busy.
coming. Mm-hmm.
And I was like, also me in my 20s was like, I could be friends with anybody. Turns out that's not true at all.
No.
And you shouldn't be friends with anybody.
Right.
should
Some
not.
people, you just,
Well, this is why the older you get, your circle just shrinks.
Condenses.
for the better, though.
Definitely for the better. There are so many people I no longer talk to. Makes me happy. Connected with all of them on all the things. I'm like, yep, I can see what you're doing. You can see what I'm doing. Cool. Thumbs up emoji. Which is very passive aggressive. Love the thumbs up emoji sometimes. Like if one of those people says, hey, I'm in town, let's get together. Thumbs up emoji.
Really? If someone invites you out?
Oh,
Wow. Okay. I wasn't imagining that passive aggressive.
yeah. No, it'll happen. Like, yep.
You're like, hope I run into ya.
Right.
and then no.
And then they never respond because they're like,
No.
wow, Terrence is an asshole with no
Haven't
ends.
we established this?
Yes, we have.
But I'm a nice asshole.
You have boundaries.
I definitely have boundaries. So the moral of this story here is when you are looking for a roommate, make sure you use a service that can vet out the crazy.
Does that exist?
Yeah.
Roommate services?
Yes.
Roommate services?
Yes. Don't they have... I feel like this is a thing, like when you go on to like...
Like Tinder, but for roommates?
Yes. They have apps for these things.
Oh.
That's not Bumble BFF.
Excuse me?
Bumble BFF?
Oh, like Friends but Bumble?
Yeah.
That's a thing?
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. But I know that's a
Sounds
thing
like
for
you would hate
roommates.
that.
See, but here's the thing. Just like any dating app, it could look all great on paper.
I mean, it's very
And
true.
then you meet in person and you're like, oh, you're off your rocker.
Well, I've never been on these things, so
and
I
this
don't know
is
what
worse because you don't just go on a date and meet this person
Now
for
you have to
dinner. You
live with
move in
them.
with them.
I feel like that's a prerequisite. You do like go on a date with them first. You go have coffee. Like, hey, do I like you? Are you nuts?
Yeah, I mean, I've done like Craigslist roommates before, and you do go meet them, but comparing it to a dating app and a relationship, you could have one totally normal date. Say, yeah, let's
Or
Sure,
years
sure.
of normal
going.
dates. Like, I'm sure we've all had relationships that you're like, oh.
Yep. Now it all makes sense.
Yep. Oh, all those red flags that somehow went
Completely
over my
over.
head.
Okay. You do the best you can.
Do the best you can.
Maybe
you guys
you
have
could
any?
start that service.
I feel like I should if it's not already out there. It's going to be a very deep dive into people. Credit score,
Like Match.
like Match.com for roommates.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a thing.
Room Match.
Roommate.
Anyways.
At least even like to verify
No, it is
someone's
a thing
like
already.
income and stuff. Like
That's-
Roommates.com is a thing. I feel like it already is.
We'll verify.
sounds like a porn site.
That and
ask-
Pawn Star.
Gonna ask.
Pawn stars.
Jamie Book had
Wait,
never heard of Pawn Stars.
Oh, really? Yeah. That's funny.
Yep.
I mean, you're not missing much, but it's kind of a.
I like
For
this
some people,
i-
it's a cultural cornerstone.
yeah.
It is.
But I like this idea of like you verify their
Yeah.
credit or their income or whatever because
See, roommates.com. I knew it was a thing. I've had friends that used it before. Caesar is 32 years old. He's looking for a roommate, $700 max in Chicago, Illinois.
I would not choose someone. It looks like they've chosen a dating pick.
yeah, that's
What was his name? Caesar. It looks
Caesar.
like he's trying to
Wait,
seduce
screen-
me with his
screen-
eyes.
How about Sam? That doesn't look like a
The thank you with the butterfly. Sam looks
No,
like a
right
serial
there.
killer.
right there. Okay, well, see, exactly. Well, this is why you can vet roommates.
it's the same thing as dating apps. We just scroll through,
Oh,
judge people
yeah,
by their
I
looks.
Don't like it. When's the last time you had a roommate, Terrence?
My parents?
Really? You've never like lived with
No.
adult strangers?
No,
Wow.
never. I live.
Privileged much?
I prefer hard worker,
Yeah. Well, good on you.
and I like my peace and quiet.
Yeah.
And when I go home, I embrace it.
Yeah.
I don't want to come home and there's a person here.
I did love living by myself.
So did I. It was a highlight of my life.
I still think about it.
First of all, it was Mark. You are the highlight of her life. In case you hear this episode,
That was a highlight.
you
of
said
my, the of my living life.
a.
You know.
But yes, no, I was never a roommate person.
In college too?
And no, not at all.
Huh.
No, in college. So, another fun fact of the day. So I went to school in Chicago. I stayed at home.
You didn't have the dorm experience of like having to sleep in the same room as a stranger.
Oh no, I slept in the same room.
I
as,
never had that either.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I
No,
never did
I
the dorms.
Never
I
did
also,
dorms. I mean, I've slept in dorms,
Yeah.
but I knew.
Wink, wink.
I stop it. I knew the people that were in the dorm. So
I hope so.
yeah,
Party school.
you know, I
So
mean,
that means you
no.
went to DePaul. I don't know. I
mean,
don't know.
I did actually.
Oh, yes. The NYU dorm experience was pretty crazy. There was a guy on my floor of my dorm, 18. He brought a MTV VJ to a dorm party.
Nice.
VJ?
Oh
Like
gosh,
the video.
Jamie Book.
Oh, you're.
Wait, are we? I know I'm older than
MTV
you.
used to show music videos, and they
Yeah.
used to have like news segments, and they were like VJs where they would do a little bit of news and then they'd introduce the next like music video.
Oh, Jamie Book. This is before your
So
time.
a DJ, but a VJ.
Video
For
jockey.
videos, yes.
Video. Okay.
Oh, this was a great time to be alive. I assume you're also older than Jamie Book.
Yeah, I think.
I mean,
think
I
so.
was alive.
I mean, you were alive,
Clearly.
yes, but this wasn't your
No,
jam.
watching MTV. But like there was like Coke and stuff, and that was like so outside of my realm of like anything. I had never even drank anything yet my whole life, and I was like, whoa, New York.
I mean, especially
New York.
Florida, Texas, Florida. That was
I know you should be surprised I wasn't already addicted to drugs, but
I mean, that's very true.
yeah. I guess I was a good girl.
That's nice. Until you grew up and started stealing.
No,
boyfriends.
I knew you were gonna say that. I sound like everything I've said on here so far makes me sound like a psychopath.
No.
I'm really a very genuine, kind person.
Kind,
She
loving
says
person.
that she can't even keep a straight face. And I just spit all over myself.
It's okay.
So-
We're still gonna come see your show.
Oh, thank you. I've never had a loan officer friend before.
Never. Oh, I'm going to make sure that you buy a house. This is my new mission.
Good luck.
It's gonna happen. Are we
Lifelong
planting?
renter.
Are we planting roots in Chicago? Like, how long
No.
have you been here?
8 years somehow.
Are we gonna make it to 10? I hope
Both
so.
my partner and I, we're both actors, so we kind
Okay.
of are
West Coast.
blow with the wind. West
Okay.
Coast, if there's an opportunity. East Coast, if there's an opportunity. He's on the touring company at Second City right now, so we're gonna stay here and do that for a
so
while.
what you're saying is you're both funny people.
Yeah.
So one of the reasons I invited Jen to come on is we got drinks recently and she was telling me about her current living situation. And one, it's very interesting and fascinating and kind of funny, but also it touches on this subject of like why people stay in one place for so long even though it's falling apart and there's no maintenance man, and like this battle royale between tenant and landlord thing, like, you know, that whole controversy. So I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about that.
Yeah.
And like just hear your perspective. And
Yes, do tell. I want to hear all the things about your falling apart apartment.
Yeah. So I live on the top floor with Ross of a 2-flat.
2-flat penthouse.
Oh,
You're
It's
welcome.
never occurred to me I live in a penthouse.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Got you.
Wow. And there's a lovely family who lives below us. They 2 parents with 2 school-age kids, and they live on the first floor, and we share our little backyard. And we moved into this place, I guess 6 years ago now, and we found like a faded sign. We took an edible and walked around the neighborhood that we wanted to live in, and like because we were having such bad luck online of like finding anywhere that was in our price range and like interested us in any way.
What neighborhood? I want to be able to picture this.
It's like, I guess we're technically North Center. We're
Okay.
basically North Center, Lincoln Square, Ravenswood border.
No, okay, got it.
And
I like it over there.
it's like really nice spot. And we found this place and we called this number and this like old man answers and he's like, I can't hear, I'm on the train. And I'm like, well, I want to see this apartment. Anyway, we go up and it's this big 2-bedroom on the top floor of this 2-flat. And it's like a little worse for wear, I guess, but like price was right for sure. Can I share how much I
if you want
pay?
to,
I don't care.
Yeah.
But it was $1,400 for a 2-bedroom 6 years ago. And we stayed. And it's owned by this family who used to live there. I think they have other properties. We think she lives in like a farm somewhere. It's a little unclear about the landlord, like what her actual situation is.
Why do you say farm?
Because Ross thinks he heard her say like, I live on a farm. But here's the thing is so the guy, the older man who's her dad, he passed away some years ago. And so it's just, she's taking care of stuff now. She easily gets very overwhelmed. Like I think fear of making the wrong decision or obviously to fix anything is so expensive and she has to let us know, blah, blah, blah. But she, I guess has some health issues. I've only seen her while she's sitting in her car. And she says she can't walk upstairs. And we live on the 2nd floor. So she's like never been up in our apartment. And it is kind of falling apart. Like some of the walls are like disintegrating. And we kind of tell her, but there's this balance because she's never increased our rent.
Oh, that's a win.
Mm-hmm.
And I've become aware of how much rent has increased in Chicago, famously. So, we want to kind of balance this, like, we're carefree tenants who are super easygoing and we pay our rent super on time and you never want to get rid of us. But also, like, certain things are happening that might need to be fixed. But then we don't want to press the issue because we don't want to, like, tick her off or, like, she's so skittish sometimes. So, like, one of our walls, the building definitely needs, like, tuck pointing, like, for sure, because, like, some of the walls are kind of, like, disintegrating. She fixed, like, artificial things, like, superficial things, I mean. She fixes superficial things, but then, like, the root problem is never
Right, like, she'll
addressed.
replace, like, patch up the plaster.
She patched up the plaster.
But the water's still coming in.
Instantly, it was, like, bubbling again, and it's already disintegrating again. So we're like, do we even say anything? Because, how long are we? It's cost-benefit analysis.
I mean,
constantly.
you're paying $1,400 a month. That's
Yeah.
nothing.
It's nothing. And we share a yard and,
Does she want to sell?
she's told us, and I'm looking at you like, she's told us, like, I'm never going to sell this building. I'm never going to increase your rent. I'm never going to kick you guys out. She's like, we don't have a lease also. It's month to month. But it's never, I don't know, like, let her ride, right? It's kind of a weird situation.
I feel like it's not that uncommon, though.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I mean, from what I hear, I'd rather deal with her than, like, a management company, which just sounds like the worst.
Right.
Or maybe that's only because I hear the worst stories
Depends.
or whatever.
I mean, you pay more for it.
Yeah.
Stuff gets done.
Right. I mean, honestly, some people are paying $2,400 a month and still not getting
true.
things
And then they're
fixed.
like, hey, this is broken. Yeah.
Right.
Ignored.
And then nothing ever happens.
Wow.
And like we painted the whole place and she agreed, like, we did it ourselves and we could deduct the paint cost from the rent. We redid the floor in the kitchen with new, like, laminate tile, like nothing nice, but we deducted that cost. During the pandemic, so this just happened a couple days ago. During the pandemic, there was like a kind of a locked door in the basement that led to like this other area that she was kind of using as storage, but she didn't go downstairs. She was like never down there. In the pandemic, like all the gyms closed. Anyway, one day a door was kind of left unlocked because the fire department came because the carbon monoxide alarm went off. Anyway, it turned out a thing needed to be replaced. Whatever. This door was locked to this new area. And Ross was like, oh, I'm going to set up like a little home gym down here. So we did. And it was never agreed that we could like use that space. But the pandemic, everything was crazy. So like, whatever. She can't go downstairs. Anyway, 2 days ago, she's like, we're going to need to clear out all that stuff for the next month. I don't know why. I shouldn't say why. But the dream is over of having our dungeon home gym.
So she
now I
finally
need to
made
know
it
why.
down the stairs?
I don't know, because she
Someone
didn't say
told
she
her.
was there that day. She doesn't ever say when she's like coming by. One time some of these guys like came up and they're like in the backyard and I'm like, who are you? And they don't speak any English. And it turns out she hired them to like trim the brush, or not that there's brush. It's like they just trim like the vines and whatever. Also in my planters, they mowed down all of my plants with a weed whacker.
Oh.
And I was like, thanks for the pruning, boys.
Yeah.
But stuff, she'll just like have an impulse and something will just happen, But then she won't fix like the wall.
So is it large enough down in your dungeon gym to live? Like, is it?
It could be, if it's not like, it could be converted. I don't think she's going to convert it.
If she's not even going to do tuck pointing, I don't
There's
see.
like a toilet down there. I don't think it goes anywhere.
That's another unit. Let's go.
It could be another unit, but it's like
What I'm learning
nasty.
about this is
don't
that's
think
not going to
she's-
become a unit. If she's not going to increase rent, do tuck pointing, or spend any money, like, she's not going to build another unit.
Well, she does also sound very impulsive.
I think selling it even would be too much of a ordeal for her. I don't even think she would like, right? Because isn't it hard to sell an old building?
I mean, it's stressful, but No, I mean it's such
If she like hired someone
it's
to
such a
help her.
fantastic location that
Yeah.
I'm sure it would sell quickly. Actually,
Because the block behind us is like, multi-million-dollar
Yeah.
mansions, which is just like eye roll. Like, great. I'm glad this one family can.
Yeah,
Anyway.
sounds like they've had it for a long time.
Yeah.
honestly, it makes me really sad all the multi-units that are being converted to single families.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
And they all have AstroTurf,
Yeah.
which
Really?
I'm like, I just think that looks so nasty.
I don't like it. Yeah, I don't like it.
It's like bugs and plants can hardly live anywhere in Chicago anyway, and now you want to like get AstroTurf. I think it's a bit weird. But
Are you a plant person?
yeah.
Is that how you guys met?
No.
No.
Like in like a nursery or something?
We worked at the same bar.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. The bread place?
No.
No.
That's a bakery.
Bar, bakery, whatever.
That bar that sells bread.
Yeah. That one place?
Everything can be a bar and sometimes is.
Thank you. Exactly. They have Taco Bell cantinas. So there's no reason why a bakery can also be a bar.
I guess.
That's a stretch, but okay.
Yeah. Oh, no, we met. It was one of my first jobs in Chicago when I started as a host and then became a server and Jen was bartending.
There's a restaurant in Lincoln Square.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're also a bartender.
Yeah, not anymore though. Ugh.
Don't do that anymore.
Ugh.
Don't want to do that anymore. Okay.
Luckily, I'm in this really cool point where everything on my taxes says actor, which I'm really
Nice.
proud of.
That's
That's
good.
really nice.
I don't know if that sounds impressive to anyone, you guys, or anyone who's listening, but if you're an actor, I feel like
it's
sounds kind of
probably a
impressive.
big deal because actors have lots of other things to do to support themselves.
Yeah.
Any type of artist, right? Like
Yeah.
dancers or actors or anything. A lot of times you do have to have a second job to support yourself. So, yes, that is an impressive. I think you should be proud of that.
Thank you. And also why I will never probably be buying a place.
Why not?
Well, maybe like for right now, we're just kind of sustaining. Just sustaining.
They have because they're paying $1,400 in rent.
I mean, that's also very true. Your walls are falling down.
It would be cool. I mean, there's a certain like artists kind of, and other people probably feel this way too, but there's a certain like romance in like being so movable and not being attached or having to care.
Yeah.
What a blessing it is not to have to care that this building is falling apart.
Right.
That's
and
true.
I am actually of the mindset, which I think maybe Terrence and I differ. Like buying is not for everyone. It's okay to rent.
It does feel like you're throwing your money down a well.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah.
If you're paying $1,400 a month, not necessarily. But also,
But also there is the convenience of like just being able you're on month to month. She could decide next week she wants to move to New York or wherever and not have to worry about selling and then, is the market right? Is this, is that? Like buying's not for everyone or being a specific homeowner. Like you said,
Yeah.
there's something nice about not having to
Care.
you live with maybe this wall falling apart, but you don't have to deal with it. You don't like at some point if it gets too bad, she can choose to leave and then it's still her landlord's problem. It's not hers.
that's very true.
I have a question. I don't know if either of you know the answer.
I do.
Okay. I was having this. Okay. So my neighbor who lives below me has a non-binary child. And they're obviously very, like proud and supportive. And Pride Week last year, they put up an LGBTQIA plus flag in the little flag holder outside. And then they kept it up because the neighborhood we're in, you see
Yeah,
that
why
stuff all the
not?
time. The landlord asked her to take it down. And I, since like George Floyd time, had like a Black Lives Matter thing in my window and I kept it up because it feels like a very weird thing to take down. I'm like, not going to take it down. And then my neighbor was like, well, is it okay that she has that? And the flag, what's the difference? And the landlord said, well, that's inside her home and this is outside the building I own. And we were kind of we didn't want to like stir the pot. So she just said, okay, and took it down. But I was wondering, like, do you know, is there like a law about what you can display?
It's an interesting question because
I don't
it's
know.
like in a condo building, even
Yeah.
though you buy your unit, you really only like You own the air inside your unit,
Walls
or
in.
like the walls.
Yeah.
You know, even this brick wall is kind of a question mark because it's actually structural, but like the drywall, you know,
Yeah.
that's what you own. Past that,
You don't.
You don't. So the exterior would be the responsibility of an association
I.e.
or
the
like
landlord.
yes,
I would think.
and I would kind of
agree.
Yeah.
I would side with the landlord on this one.
I don't side on that. Right, she wanted to remove this flag because
But if I was hanging
Well,
like
right,
a,
whatever her reasoning is,
Yeah.
I'd side with her that
the exterior of the building.
is not yours.
yeah.
Yeah.
But like, what could you hang in your window? Could you hang anything in your window since it's in your space?
I think so. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, I do think, and I think this is a thing, if it can be seen by the public,
Yeah.
you do have limits.
Like decency
Like
laws
decency,
or whatever.
right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I can't just be standing in the window just flapping in the breeze
You
and
can't just put a nude up of yourself, a
You
nude
can't-
cardboard cutout.
It's
Exactly.
interesting. So my freshman year dorm was on Union Square on 14th Street, and I was on like the 7th floor or something. And the apartment building across the way behind us on
Had a
would've
nude
been 13th
cardboard
Street.
cutout of you?
her roommate took the picture and gave it to him.
But this couple would play vintage pornography on a projector on a wall that you could clearly see from the dorm side.
Excuse me, I have a question.
Yeah.
Vintage?
Yeah, it was all like
Like-
70s stuff.
Oh, I'm thinking you meant like 30s,
Oh,
40s, like
older.
Charlie Chaplin style
Silent films.
silent films,
Silent film.
black card. And then back to the, yeah, exactly.
They hold up the, yeah.
Okay, so 70s porn.
Yeah.
Got it.
So would that be,
Well,
I wonder if
I
that would
mean,
be-
there's also a line between porn and art.
So, what was Mark saying? It does have something
Tasteful
to do.
nudes?
Like, if you know people can see it, and like you know, like you're intentionally doing it for other people to see, even if it's inside your house, you're not supposed to do that. That's illegal. But
like
if
a
you're
sign?
like
or are we talking about porn or a
porn
sign?
or like something inappropriate versus,
Well, but I think she probably thought this Black Lives Matter sign was inappropriate.
oh, I'm sure she did. But
So like what is like, or if I had my Trump sign or
but
something.
that's not
Like,
like
wait,
public
your landlord.
indecency.
Yeah.
But the landlord was okay with that one because it was inside.
Okay. Also, when she said to remove the stuff in the basement, she requested I didn't dig into this. She requested all signage except for the Montessori sign be removed. And I was like, is she asking me to take down my sign? You know?
Oh, in your window.
Yeah.
Wait,
Oh,
what does a Montessori sign?
No, like a school, like for her kids' school. The neighbors, their kids go to
Oh, they
school,
have one
and
in
it's
the
like,
window.
you know, we're proud of blank Montessori. You know, and people
okay.
have that like in
Like
their
the little
yards.
thing in the lawn?
Yeah. She said that was okay, but she wanted, quote, all other signage removed.
Oh, see, so if I were the landlord, I wouldn't have made the exception for the other sign.
Right. If
Yeah.
you're going to be specific.
Because then
Then it starts to make it a moral
then
thing,
it's
right?
moral, and then it's a personal just choice of, I don't like this one, but I'm okay with this one.
Yeah.
If you wanted this one down, I would have said no signage at all outside of your unit.
I think that's really smart. I don't think she's that thoughtful.
No, that's my point. Exactly.
But again,
So we know where she
She
stands.
hasn't increased my rent.
That's very, your wall is.
Are you going to take it down?
Oh, that is
I
a
don't
good question.
No, I don't.
It's in your window.
Mm-hmm.
Inside. How large is it?
It's a sheet of printer paper.
Shh. I'd leave it.
Yeah, I don't think it matters.
If she asks.
We have gotten, and I don't know if it's because of that, but like racist paraphernalia on our front steps before.
Seriously?
Really?
Like handwritten newspaper kind of thing. It's happened a couple times.
Like cutouts
Maybe it's
of
yeah.
like,
yeah.
like I know what you did last summer.
Not that, but more just kind of general
I mean, not something as nice as I know what you did last
psychopath
summer.
behavior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I'm not surprised.
What is on like Montrose? I think it's very visible. So we get a lot of people walking by, going to the taqueria.
Yeah, you don't want them coming after you. It's okay. This officer here will protect you.
Thank you.
I'm an officer of the law.
I'm gonna be like,
Nope.
I have a different officer. I'm
No,
calling,
I'm
sir.
an officer of the guidelines.
Thank you.
Yeah, sorry.
Of the lending.
Of the lending
The
guidelines.
lending law.
I'm going to stop now.
Okay. Great.
This is so fun.
Yeah. I'll do our little sign off.
Please.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us on another episode of the Real Tea Chicago podcast. If you are interested in joining our community, have questions, have a story you'd like to share, or anything of the like, please find us on Instagram, on TikTok. We do have a Reddit, and we also have a Google form that you can submit stories anonymously, and we would really, really love to hear them. That's going to be in the link in the show notes. And anything else, Terrence?
Hold on. You have to ask her the question.
I know. I was kind of maybe going to
No.
slide that
No. That
the radar.
no.
Is this an intervention?
This isn't. Yes. We love you very much. And so here's the question that
Okay.
we ask every guest. So far I have been outnumbered 4-0.
Five?
5?
5 to none?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
No,
Would you
5-1, Patrick.
Oh yeah, that's right. Would you rather be invisible or be able to fly, and why?
Fly. Because I was thinking a lot about this in the few seconds that I had to think, and
Put a lot of thought into this.
I put a lot of thought into this. But because the biggest benefit of invisibility is a lot of like subterfuge. And there's no situation in my life where like I wouldn't want people to see me, I guess. I'm an actor. Like there's nothing like hidden I want to do. There's no secret conversations I want to be privy to, that because that just sounds like a way to get your feelings hurt. Let's see what they really think. Oh,
I mean, that's
I don't know
true.
what I expected.
That's very true.
I don't really want to go a lot of places I can't already go. I'm an adult, so I can just go where I want already.
Burn. Sick burn to you, Terrence.
Whatever.
Okay, I guess I flying seems fun. Obviously, like
so.
can't go too high. It's cold out, whatever, windy. That we wear a coat or something. I guess my question would be like, when you fly, does it take? You know how it takes effort to run? Does it take effort to fly? Physical effort?
Oh, let's go
That's a
with
good question.
let's go with let's go with like Superman style. You just
Yeah. I mean, that'd be great. If I could
I think so.
If I could glide to work, like.
That was a fun sound.
it's a very impressive fly sound.
I mean, it would scare other people, so I could probably only really do it if I was like alone. I like to hike a lot, so it'd be fun to be like on a mountain and like just jump off a cliff.
Ooh.
Oh. I mean, I could see how that would be fun. As long as you know that you can fly.
Yeah. Why do you want to be invisible?
Because, okay.
Keep it short and sweet. We already know.
Oh, right. Maybe.
Sorry,
other people know
tangents.
this. Yeah.
Because think of all the things that you can do for free. I can travel anywhere without having to fly. I can bring all of my things. Go on a cruise. I don't even have to be invisible the entire time. I can just perk up during the day, do all the fun activities, and then at night, find somewhere to sleep. It's tropical.
I worked on a cruise ship for a long
I
time.
always wanted to.
No.
It seemed like
Cruise
it'd be
industry
fun.
is evil.
What did you do on the cruise ship? Were you part of the performer
Yeah.
group?
I did improv on a cruise ship with Second City, and then I lived on a private island, and I did like improv and singing shows.
I don't
dressed
think I
as a
knew
pirate.
that.
Yeah,
Wait, hold on. Hold on. You were on a private island.
yeah. Royal Caribbean's private island, Coco Key.
You lived on Coco Key. And performed pirate acts.
Yeah, me and this other guy were paid to dress as pirates, and we develop our own show. There was no supervision, so he was a singer too, and so we did a singing show, and then we did like a short form audience interactive show.
You're also a singer.
Yeah, and then we would like we just had to fill our day, so we had these costumes that we could like go on the water slides. So we would do that, and then we'd like and every afternoon we play beach volleyball with passengers. I think some people were confused if we were just like really enthusiastic passengers who were dressed as pirates, or if we like actually worked on the island.
I mean, okay. How long did you live on this remote desert island?
3 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And you sang pirate songs.
Yeah. Well, mostly classic rock. It's what people want to hear on,
Dressed as a pirate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm into it. I think I'd like it.
But since you have worked on these cruise ships,
Yeah.
Were there empty cabins?
Yeah.
See, boom, right there I win.
Oh, yeah. Bringing it back.
See, tangent, but I brought it back.
Thank you, Terrence.
Okay, so it's still like 6-2.
So,
I'm sorry, you can go ahead and do your thing
yeah.
now. I'll have a sip of water.
Well, thank you so much, Jen.
Thank you.
Where can people find you other than the Annoyance Theater?
On Instagram at ChooseGenCon.
Oh.
That's where. And you can see
That's
clips and photos. You can interact with me if you want to send me a message.
You can slide in her DMs.
Slide in my DMs. You
Yes.
can hire me for something weird. Not too weird.
I don't, no, don't say that.
I'll do it.
I was going to say, maybe you can convince her to, or wait, maybe she can convince you to break up with your current
That's true.
girlfriend.
Oh,
That's true. If you need to end a relationship, she's a pro. All right, so we are going to go to the Improv Lounge. What was it called?
the Annoyance Theater.
The Annoyance Theater. I was very far off, but we're going to go see the performance of, what are you in now?
Every Friday night.
Every Friday night.
A sketch show. New sketches every week called
Okay.
Missed Call.
Missed Call. Okay.
It's really fun. And also on Tuesdays, I do a show called TMI, Tuesday Musical Improv, where we improvise 2 brand new musicals every week. And also on a show there on Saturday nights, if that's better for you, called Trigger Happy. It's
Ooh.
like magic and mentalism and improv kind of combined.
Tuesday, Friday, Saturday,
Saturday.
at the Annoyance Theater.
Yeah.
Done.
That was such a great announcer voice.
I do what I can.
Well, thank you, everybody. See you next time.
See you next Friday.
next Friday.
Next Friday.
Yeah.
Every other.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.